Yung ating kita dyan? 100%. Good afternoon, everybody. Today we will be having our pre-bid conference for 6 projects for regular info projects for CY 2024. Okay, before we start with our pre-bid proper, let's first check our attendance. Beginner Hermosa, please do the roll call.
Attendance for pre-bid conference this afternoon, December 17, 2023. Back Chairman, Ma'am Josephine Kiming,
Present.
our Back Vice Chairman, Maria Sarpas, Back Member, Rayunan, Back Member, Sir Aldo Maclintian, Back Member, Bonita Digi, Back Member, Sa Pahol, or Inducer, Procurement Engineer, yung Angeles, PWDA, Gonzales, PWD Member, Gonzales, Nagbukan, Engineer Catili, Present, yours ulit, PWD Member, Engineer Hermosa, PWD Member, Engineer Aligato, PWD Member Visorio, Secretariat Member Alboro, Secretariat Member Saris, Tenisal, Kamayo, Bitaban.
Thank you, Engineer Hermosa. They're having a quorum. Let's start with the pre-bid conference. Before we start the pre-bid proper, please be informed that the following observers notices were sent to the following observers like Mr. Ralph Santiago, Diamond Construction, NACAP representative, Diversion Road, Masbate City, Ma'am Ruby Sanchez Morano, President of the Masbate Incorporated, Masbate City, Ma'am Emma Del Prado, State Auditor 3, COA DPWH, Masbate Second PEO, Masbate City, as well as Engineer Mark Ian L. Garbo, Media President, Masbate Second DEO, Masbate City. Okay, let's start with the period na. We have 24FI0016. Organizational Outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, asset preservation program, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved road, secondary road, junction tower, Balud Road, kilometer 31 plus 390 to kilometer 31 plus 756. Contract location, Masbate City. Scope of work, rehabilitation of paved road, ABC 16,734,405 pesos and 41 centavos. Contract duration 132 calendar days. Amount of bidding document 25,000. License category and license classification required for this project. At least C and D for general engineering and small B for roads. Okay, for our major and similar category, manpower as well as equipment requirement, let's hear from Engineer Michael Tangkito.
For the major category of work, number 1, RRP, roads rehabilitation CP. For similar category of works, number 1, RCP, roads construction CP. Number 2, RCTP, roads construction tunnel CP. For the key personnel, 1 project manager, 5 years minimum experience and 15 years minimum of relevant experience. One project engineer, 5 years general experience, 10 years relevant experience. One materials engineer, BPWH accredited materials engineer 1 or 2. One foreman with 3 years general experience and 5 years of relevant experience. For the minimum major equipment, applicator machine, 1 unit, backhoe, 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yard, 1 unit. Backhoe with breaker, 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yard, 1 unit. Bar bender, 3-phase, 1 unit. Bar cutter, single phase, 1 unit. Bar gauge flasher light, 3 volts. Battery operated, amber color, 29 units. Boom truck, 10 metric ton, 1 unit. Bulldozer, 1 unit. Cargo or service truck, 2 to 5 metric tons, 1 unit. Cargo or service truck, 9 to 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Concrete batch plant, 1 unit. Concrete saw, 14 inches diameter blade with, with 3/4 inch cutting depth, 1 unit. Concrete grader, 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute or 5.5 horsepower, 1 unit. Concrete vibrator, 1 unit. Dump truck, 12 cubic yards, 2 units. Joint sealer machine, 1 unit. Milling machine, 1 unit. Low bed trailer, 1 unit. Motorized road grader, G710A, 1 unit. One bagger mixer, 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute, 1 unit. Payloader, 1.5 cubic meter or 1.95 cubic yard, 1 unit. Plate compactor, 1 unit. Telescopic magnet, 15 meter max working height, 1 unit. Transit mixer, 5 to 6 cubic yards, 175 horsepower, 4 units. Two-way radio, 2 units. Vibratory loop roller, 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Water truck or pump, 16,000 liters, 1 unit. Minor tools, enough.
Thank you, Engineer Michael Cantelier. Let's continue with our second project, 24FI0017. Organizational Outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system as preservation program. Rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved roads, secondary road, Junction Tawad Valley Road, kilometer 31 plus 756 to kilometer 31 plus 876, kilometer 31 plus 926, and kilometer 32 plus 050. Contract location of this project is Milagros Masbate. Scope of work, rehabilitation of paved road. Approved budget for the contract, 19,112,892 pesos and 87 centavos. Contract duration, 149 calendar days. Amount of bidding document is 25,000. License category and license classification required, at least C and D for general engineering and small E for roads. Again, Engineer Cantelier.
For major category of work, RRT, roads, rehabilitation is CP. For the similar category of works, number 1, RCP, roads construction is CP. Number 2, RCPP, roads construction, panel is CP. For the key personnel, 1 project manager, 5 years general experience, 15 years relevant experience. One project engineer, 5 years general experience, 10 years relevant experience. One materials engineer, DPWH accredited materials engineer, one or two. One foreman, 3 years general experience, 5 years relevant experience. For the minimum major equipment, repeater machine, 1 unit, backhoe, 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yard, 1 unit. Backhoe with breaker, 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yard, 1 unit. Bar bender, 3 phase, 1 unit. Bar cutter, single phase, 1 unit. Barricade flasher light, 3 volts. Battery operated, amber color, 29 units. Boom truck, 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Bulldozer, 1 unit. Cargo or service truck, 2 to 5 metric tons, 1 unit. Cargo or service truck, 9 to 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Chainsaw, standard blade, 1 unit. Concrete batch plant, 1 unit. Concrete saw, 14 inches diameter blade with 3/4 inch cutting depth, 1 unit. Concrete spreader, 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute, 5.5 horsepower, 1 unit. Concrete vibrator, 1 unit. Capping outfit, 1 unit. Dump truck, 12 cubic yards, 2 units. Joint seller machine, 1 unit. Kneading machine, 1 unit. Low bed trailer, 1 unit. Motorized road grader, G70A, 1 unit. One bagger mixer, 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute, 1 unit. Payloader, 1.5 cubic meter or 1.95 cubic yard, 1 unit. Plate compactor, 1 unit. Telescopic manlift, 15-meter max working height, 1 unit. Handset mixer, 5 to 6 cubic yard, 175 horsepower, 4 units. Two-way radio, 2 units. Laboratory ruler, 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Water truck or pump, 16,000 liters, 1 unit. Minor tools, enough. That's all.
Thank you, Engineer Cantilier. Let's continue with our third project, 24FI0018. Organizational Outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system network development program, construction of missing link, new roads, Manindaon, Dayhagan Road, Package 1, Masbate. Contract location, Mandaon, Masbate. Scope of work, construction of concrete road. Approved budget for the contract, 96,499,815 pesos and 10 centavos. Contract duration, 202 calendar days. Amount of bidding document is 50,000 pesos. License category and license classification required. At least C and D for general engineering and small B for the roads. Again, Engineer Cantilier.
For the major category of work are CP, roads, construction in city. For the similar category of works, number 1, RRP, roads, rehabilitation is city. Number 2, RCPP, roads, construction, tunnel is city. For the key personnel, one project manager, 5 years general experience, 15 years relevant experience. One project engineer, 5 years general experience, 10 years relevant experience. One materials engineer, BPWH accredited materials engineer, 1 or 2. One foreman, 3 years general experience, 5 years relevant experience. For the minimum major equipment, applicator machine, 1 unit. Backhoe, 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yard, 1 unit. Bar bender, 3 phase, 1 unit. Bar cutter, single phase, 1 unit. Barricade flasher light, 3 volts. Battery operated, amber color, 29 units. Boom truck, 10 metric tons, 1 unit. bulldozer, 1 unit. Cargo or service truck, 2 to 5 metric tons, 1 unit. Cargo or service truck, 9 to 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Chainsaw, 7 feet reach, 9-inch standard blade, 1 unit. Concrete batch plant, 1 unit. Concrete saw, 14 inches diameter blade with 3/4 inch cutting depth, 1 unit. Concrete spreader, 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute, 5.5 horsepower, 1 unit. Concrete vibrator, 2 units. Dump truck, 12 cubic yard, 2 units. Junceller machine, 1 unit. Milling machine, 1 unit. Low bed trailer, 1 unit. Motorized road grader, G7108, 1 unit. 1 bagger mixer, 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute, 1 unit. Payloader, 1.5 cubic meter or 1.95 cubic yard, 1 unit. Plate compactor, 1 unit. Telescopic manlift, 15-meter max working height, 1 unit. Transit mixer, 5 to 6 cubic yard, 175 horsepower, 4 units. Two-wheel radio, 2 units. Vibratory ruler, 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Water truck or pump, 16,000 liters, 1 unit. Minor tools, enough. That's all now.
Thank you, Engineer Candidate. Let's continue with our fourth project. We have 24FI0019, Convergence and Spatial Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Access Roads and or bridges for the national road, leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road, junction, national road, barangay Luri, Mandaon, Masbate, contract location, Mandaon, Masbate, scope of work, construction of concrete road. Approved budget for the contract for 4,949,982 pesos and 55 centavos. Contract duration 48 calendar days. Amount of bidding document is 5,000. License category and license classification required at least C and D for general engineering and the small B for roads. Engineer Candelier,
For major category of work, RCP, roads, construction PCP. For the similar category of works, RRP, roads, rehabilitation PCP. Number 2, RCPP, roads, construction, tunnel, PCCP. For the key personnel, 1 project manager, 5 years general experience, 15 years relevant experience. 1 project engineer, 5 years general experience, 10 years relevant experience. 1 materials engineer, DPWH accredited materials engineer, 1 or 2. 1 foreman, 3 years general experience, 5 years relevant experience. For the minimum major equipment, applicator machine, 1 unit, backhoe, 0.18 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yard, 1 unit. For blender, 3-phase, 1 unit. For cutter, single phase, 1 unit. Barricade flasher light, 3 volts, battery operated, per color, 29 units. Boom truck, 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Bulldozer, 1 unit. Cargo or service truck, 2 to 5 metric tons, 1 unit. Cargo or service truck, 9 to 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Chainsaw, standard blade, 1 unit. Concrete batch plant, 1 unit. Concrete saw, 14 inches diameter blade with 3/4 inch cutting depth, 1 unit. Concrete vibrator, 2 units. Dump truck, 12 cubic yard, 2 units. Joint seller machine, 1 unit. Milling machine, 1 unit. Low bed trailer, 1 unit. Motorized road grader, G7108, 1 unit. 1 bagger mixer, 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute, 1 unit. Payloader, 1.5 cubic meter or 1.95 cubic yard, 1 unit. Plate compactor, 1 unit. Telescopic manlift, 15-meter max working height, 1 unit. Two-way radio, 2 units. Vibratory ruler, 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Water truck or pump, 16,000 liters, 1 unit. Minor tools, enough. That's all.
Thank you, Engineer Confident. Again, let's continue with our fifth project, 24FI0020. Convergent and Spatial Support Program, Construction Improvement of Access Roads, leading to declared tourism destination, Junction National Road, Sitio Calolo, Bikito, Ubungan, Dapot section leading to various tourism site, Masbate City. Contract location, Masbate City. Scope of work, construction of concrete road. Approved budget for the contract, 14,699,902 pesos and 7 centavos. Contract duration, we have 82 calendar days. Amount of bidding document is 25,000. License category and license classification required, at least C and D for general engineering and small B for roads. Again, Engineer Campille.
For the major category of work, RRP, roads rehabilitation, is CP. For the similar category of works, number 1, RCP, roads construction, is CP. Number 2, RCP, big roads construction, tunnel, is CP. For the key personnel, 1 project manager, 5 years general experience, 15 years relevant experience. 1 project engineer, 5 years general experience, 10 years relevant experience. 1 materials engineer, PPWH accredited materials engineer, 1 or 2. 1 foreman, 3 years general experience, 5 years general experience. For the minimum major equipment, applicator machine, 1 unit, backhoe, 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yard, 1 unit. Backhoe with breaker, 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yard, 1 unit. Bar bender, 3-phase, 1 unit. Bar cutter, single phase, 1 unit. Barricade flasher light, 3 volts. Battery operated, amber color, 40 units. Boom truck, 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Bulldozer, 1 unit. Cargo or service truck, 2 to 5 metric tons, 1 unit. Cargo or service truck, 9 to 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Chainsaw, standard blade, 1 unit. Concrete batch plant, 1 unit. Concrete saw, 14 inches diameter blade with 3/4 inch cutting depth, 1 unit. Concrete vibrator, 2 units. Cutting outfit, 1 unit. Dump truck, 12 cubic yard, 2 units. Joint seller machine, 1 unit. Milling machine, 1 unit. Loaded trailer, 1 unit. Motorized road grader, G710A, 1 unit. 1 bagger mixer, 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute, 1 unit. Payloader, 1.5 cubic meter or 1.95 cubic yards, 1 unit. Grade compactor, 1 unit. Telescopic manlift, 15 meter max working height, 1 unit. Transit mixer, 5 to 6 cubic yard, 175 horsepower, 4 units. Two-way radio, 2 units. Vibratory ruler, 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Water truck or pump, 16,000 liters, 1 unit. Minor tools, enough.
Thank you again, Engineer Campille. Okay, let's have our last project for pre-bid today. We have 24FI0021. Convergence and Spatial Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps, the CPAP. Access roads and or bridges for national road leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road junction Barangay Hamburamo to Barangay Cagay, Masbate City. Contract location, Masbate City, scope of work, construction of concrete road. Approved budget for the contract, 24,124,951 pesos and 1 centavo. Contract duration, 150 calendar days. Amount of bidding document is 25,000. License category and license classification required for this project. At least C and D for general engineering and small E for roads. Again, engineer contingent.
For the major category of work are CP, roads construction is CP. For the similar category of works, number one, there are three. Roads rehabilitation is CP. Number two, RCTP, roads construction tunnel is a CP. For the key personnel, one project manager, 5 years general experience, 15 years relevant experience. One project engineer, 5 years general experience, 10 years relevant experience. One materials engineer, BPWH accredited materials engineer 1 or 2. One foreman, 3 years general experience, 5 years general experience. For the minimum major equipment, applicator machine 1 unit, backhoe 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yard 1 unit, backhoe with breaker 0.80 cubic yard or 1.04 sorry 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yard 1 unit. Bar bender 3 phase 1 unit, bar cutter single phase 1 unit. Barricade flasher light 3 volts, battery operated, amber color 40 units. Boom truck 10 metric tons 1 unit. Bulldozer 1 unit. Cargo or service truck 2 to 5 metric tons 1 unit. Cargo or service truck 9 to 10 metric tons 1 unit. Chainsaw standard blade 1 unit. Concrete batch plant 1 unit. Concrete saw 14 inches diameter blade with 3/4 inch cutting depth 1 unit. Concrete spreader 46 cubic feet per minute, 5.5 horsepower 1 unit. Concrete vibrator 2 units. Cutting outfit 1 unit. Dump truck 12 cubic yard 2 units. Joint seller machine 1 unit. Milling machine 1 unit. Low bed trailer 1 unit. Motorized road grader G710A 1 unit. One bagger mixer 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute 1 unit. Payloader 1.5 cubic meter or 1.25 cubic yards 1 unit. Plate compactor 1 unit. Telescopic manlift 15 meters max 14 height 1 unit. Transit mixer 5 to 6 cubic yards 175 horsepower 4 units. Two-way radio 2 units. Vibratory ruler 10 metric tons 1 unit. Water truck or pump 16,000 liters 1 unit. Minor tools enough. That's all.
Thank you, Engineer Michael Cantille. Okay, DPWH Masbate Second District Engineering Office now invites bids for the procurement of these 6 projects. Completion of work is required as stated above. Bidders should have completed a contract similar to the project. The description of the eligible bidder is contained in the bidding document, particularly in section 2, instruction to bidders. Prospective bidders should be registered with and classified by the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or the PCAP. Contractors applicants who wish to participate in this meeting are encouraged to enroll in the DPWH Civil Works application, CWA at the DPWH Procurement Service, 5th floor DPWH Building, Bonifacio Drive, Port Area, Manila. While those already enrolled shall keep the records current and updated. Contractors' eligibility to bid on the project will be determined using the DPWH contractor profile eligibility process and subject to further post-qualification. Prospective bidders shall present the original official receipt of payment for bid document to the back secretariat of this office before the deadline stated above for inclusion in the list of contractors for eligibility processing. The owner or authorized representative included in the CRC will be allowed to transact business relative to bidding matters as per DO 197 series of 2001. Those representatives not included in the CRC are required to submit special power of attorney or secretary certificate, whichever is applicable, and two valid government-issued ID to be allowed to transact business. All participating bidders must be in the document request list (DRL) of the PhilJIT's website and secure a printout copy showing that they are included in the list. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretionary pass-fail criterion as specified in the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations of Republic Act 9184. Interested bidders may obtain information from DPWH Masbate Second District Engineering Office and inspect the bidding document of the Procurement Unit, Back Secretariat Office from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A set of bidding document may be acquired by interested bidders starting on October 31, 2023 from given address and website below, and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding document pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPPB, the amount is stated above. The procuring entity shall allow the bidder to present its proof of payment for the fees. It can be presented in person or by electronic means. The DPWH Masbate Second DEO Masbate City is holding now our pre-bid conference at the Procurement Unit, Back Secretariat, Masbate Second DEO Masbate City. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to manual submission, the guidelines for the preparation and submission of an electronic bid are contained in the BDS ITD Clause 17. Bids must be duly received by the Back Secretariat at the address below for manual submission or at electronic bids_masbate2 at dpwh.gov.ph for electronic submission on or before November 20, 2023, 11 a.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. All bids must be accompanied by bid security in any of the acceptable forms in the following schedule: cash or cashier's manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank, bank draft guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by the universal or commercial bank. Surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security. Bid securing declaration, that is an undertaking which states, among others, that the bidder shall enter into contract with the procuring entity and furnish the required performance security within 10 calendar days or less, as indicated in the bidding document, from receipt of the notice of award and committing to pay the corresponding fine and be suspended for a period of time from being qualified to participate in any government procurement activity in the event it violates any of the conditions stated as required in the guidelines issued by the GPP. Bid opening shall be on November 20, 2023 at 2 p.m. at the Procurement Unit, Back Secretariat Office, and or through Facebook Messenger or Zoom. Bids will be opened in the presence of the bidder's representatives to choose to attend the activity. Equipment capacity as specified in the bid data sheet shall be mandatory, and absence of the same shall disqualify the contractor. The DPWH Masbate Second DEO reserves the right to reject any and all bids declare a failure of bidding or not award a contract at any time prior to the contract award in accordance with sections 35.6 and 41 of the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulations of RA 9184, thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. Okay, let's hear from Engineer Saul Aligato some pointers to avoid disqualification of bids. So,
Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to point out about the Rule 8 of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulation, otherwise known as the Restatement of Bids. Under Section 23, the eligibility requirements for the procurement of infrastructure projects. 23.1, for purposes of determining the eligibility of bidders using the criteria stated in Section 23.4 of this IRR, only the following documents shall be required by the bank using the forms prescribed in the bidding laws. We have here Class A and B documents. And under Class A documents, we have legal documents. First, registration certificate from the SEC or the SEC, Department of Trade and Industry, for sole proprietorship, or CDA for cooperatives. Mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. A recently expired mayor's or business permit together with the official receipt as proof that the prospective bidder has applied for renewal within the period prescribed by the concerned local government unit shall be accepted by the PhilJEPs for the purpose of updating the PhilJEP certificate of registration and membership in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of this IRR. Third, tax clearance per EO 3980 of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Under technical documents, uh, we have statement of the bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. All of the above statements shall include all information required in the PDBs prescribed in the GPDB. Lastly, in the case of procurement of infrastructure projects, a valid pickup license or special pickup license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be paid. Under financial documents, the bidder's audited financial statements showing, among others, the bidder's total current assets and liabilities, stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of its submission. The bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity under Class B document for infrastructure projects, JV bidders shall submit a JPA in accordance with RA 4566 and its IRR. Each partner of the joint venture shall submit their respective PhilJEPs certificates of registration in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of this IRR. The submission of technical and financial eligibility documents by any of the joint venture partners constitutes compliance, provided that the partner responsible to submit the NFCC shall likewise submit the statement of all of its ongoing contracts and audited financial statements. Mm, and under eligibility criteria for the procurement of infrastructure projects, under 23.4.2.1, the following persons or entities shall be allowed to participate in the bidding for infrastructure projects. First, duly licensed Philippine citizens or sole proprietorships. Second, partnerships duly organized under the laws of the Philippines and of which at least 60% of the interest belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. C. Corporations duly organized under the laws of the Philippines and of which at least 60% of the outstanding capital stock belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. D. Cooperatives duly organized under the laws of the Philippines. E. Persons or entities forming themselves into a joint venture or a group of two or more persons or entities that intend to be jointly and severally responsible or liable for a particular contract, provided, however, that in accordance with Executive Order Number 65, Series of 2018, Filipino ownership or interest of the joint venture concerned shall be at least 60%, provided further that joint ventures in which Filipino ownership or interest is less than 60% may be eligible where the structures to be built require the participation or the application of techniques and or technologies which are not adequately possessed by a person or entity meeting the 60% Filipino ownership requirement. Provided finally that in the latter case, Filipino ownership or interest shall not be less than 25%. For this purpose, Filipino ownership or interest shall be based on the contribution of each of the members of the joint venture as specified in their JVA. And under Section 23.4.2.2, foreign bidders may be eligible to participate in the procurement of infrastructure projects when provided for under any treaty or international or executive agreement as provided in Section 4 of the Act and this IRR. 23.4.2.3, in accordance with Republic Act 4966 entitled An Act Creating the Philippine Licensing Board for Contractors, prescribing its powers, duties, and functions, providing funds therefore and for other purposes. The persons or entities enumerated in Section 23.4.2.1 of this IRR may participate in competitive bidding if he has been issued a license by the PICA to engage or act as a contractor. Under Section 23.4.2.4, the bidder must have completed an SLCC that is similar to the contract to be bid and whose value adjusted to current prices using the PSA consumer price indices must be at least 50% of the ABC to be bid, provided, however, that contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the contract to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable range of contract cost for the ARCC of their registration based on the guidelines as prescribed by the PICA. For foreign funded procurement, the GOP and the foreign government or foreign or international financing institution may agree on another track record requirement. Moreover, a contract shall be considered similar to the contract to be bid if it has the same major categories of work. The procuring entity may clarify in the bidding docs what is regarded as major categories of work. And under Section 23.4.2.5, the SLCCs shall be supported by an owner's certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the contractor's performance evaluation system or the CPES. In case of contracts with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. Under Section 23.4.2.6, EBC to be bid calculated are as follows. NFCC is equals to current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started, coinciding with the contract to be bid. The values of the domestic bidders, current assets, and current liabilities shall be based on the latest audited financial statements submitted to the BIR. For purposes of computing the foreign bidder's NFCC, the value of the current assets and current liabilities shall be based on their audited financial statements prepared in accordance with international financial reporting standards. And under Section 23.5, GOCCs may be eligible to participate in competitive bidding only if they can establish that first, they are legally and financially autonomous. Second, operate under commercial law. And third, are not attached agencies of the procuring entity. The GPPB shall promulgate the necessary guidelines for this provision. Under Section 23.6, notwithstanding the eligibility of a bidder, the procuring entity concerned reserves the right to review the qualifications of the bidder at any stage of the procurement process if the procuring entity has reasonable grounds to believe that a misrepresentation has been made by the said bidder or that there has been a change in the bidder's capability to undertake the project from the time it submitted its eligibility requirements. Should such review uncover any misrepresentation made in the eligibility requirements, statements, or documents, or any changes in the situation of the bidder which will affect the capability of the bidder to undertake the project so that it waives the eligibility criteria, the procuring entity shall consider the said bidder as ineligible and shall disqualify it from obtaining an award or contract in accordance with Rules 10, 12, and 13 of this IRR. Under Section 25 for the submission and receipt of bids, bidders shall submit their bids through their duly authorized representative using the forms specified in the bidding docs in two separate sealed bid envelopes or two password-protected bidding documents in compressed archive folders. In the case of electronic bid submission, and which shall be submitted simultaneously, the first shall contain the technical component of the bid, including the eligibility requirements under Section 23.1 of this IRR for the procurement of infrastructure projects, and the second shall contain the financial component of the bid. The first envelope shall contain the following technical documents. First, legit certificate of registration and membership in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of this IRR. Second, pickup license and registration. Third, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Fourth, statement of SMCC. Fifth, NFCC computation. Sixth, JPA if applicable. Seventh, bid security the prescribed form amount of the bid. Eight, project requirements which shall include the following. First, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. Second, list of contractors' personnel. Third, list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor or the duration of the project upon as the case may be. And lastly, omnibus sworn statement in accordance with Section 25.3 of this IRR. The second envelope shall contain the financial information or documents as specified in the PBDs. However, bid envelopes that are not properly sealed and marked or not properly compressed and password protected as required in the bidding docs shall be accepted, provided that the bidder or its duly authorized representative shall acknowledge such condition of the bid as submitted. The bank shall assume no responsibility for the misplacement of the contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid or improperly compressed or password protected folder, or for its premature opening.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Solarigato. Okay, again, opening of bids will be on November 20, 2023 at 2 p.m. at Masbate Second DEO, Masbate City. Is there any comment, clarification, and user back members? None. Okay, there being none, pre-bid conference is adjourned at 3:05 p.m. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.